Hi, everyone. My name is Ann Andrews. I'm the author of the book Women Behaving Courageously: How Gutsy Women, Young and Old, Are Transforming the World. If we have a look at the first slide, it'll give you a little bit of the background as to how I wrote the book and why I wrote the book. So I'd worked in the business world for over 30 years, specializing working with high-performing teams as an HR consultant, and everything ticked along beautifully for years. And then COVID hit. And like everyone else's business that was live, because my business was live, we went into lockdown and basically my business closed down overnight. So a few weeks after we'd gone into lockdown, a lovely neighbor, my next door neighbor, shouted across the fence and asked, had I written any books for women in leadership? Because I've written quite a lot of books about teams and conflict and all of those kind of wonderful things. So I said, I haven't. So tell me, why? Why do you need a book for women about women in leadership? And she said, well, I work for one of the four big banks. And like everyone else, we've gone into lockdown. All the branches are closing down. And so we've got an excess of staff. And what the bosses have said is we need to reduce headcount because we don't know how long this pandemic is going to last. So what they decided was they decided on the number that they could manage with. And what they did was they said to all the women, you need to reapply for this reduced number of jobs. But what they said to the men was, all your jobs are safe. And so my neighbor was not happy. She was decidedly not happy. So I said, okay, well, I mean, that's awful. I can't believe that that's just happened in this day and age. However, leave it with me and I'll just have a little look at um, writing up some things because obviously I've been in the corporate world for over 30 years and I've seen some of the stuff that goes on for women. And listen, this isn't to put down men, not at all. I've met some amazing men, but we just seem to run things in a way that no matter how good it looks on the surface, women to a degree are still treated slightly as second-class citizens, which is just sad. So I thought back to all my years in the business world, and even before, even when I was going through school, I thought about all the people, all the women that had been my heroes, women that had impressed me, women that had inspired me. I just started making notes. And I ended up really focusing on 25 female warriors and literally hundreds of heroes because I think women are heroes. And I've used this beautiful picture of this older lady during the floods that we had in New Zealand a couple of years ago, trying to rescue all the baby lambs. Because women do things like that, don't we? We don't make a big fuss about it. We just get on and do things. And so when I then looked at the modern day women, because as I say, my generation, we've had different heroes. And so I started thinking in terms of the new generation of women, very different generation from us, brought up with different expectations. To a degree, my generation, we didn't have a great deal of expectations. When I was looking to start going into the workforce, the three career opportunities we had in my generation was secretary, nurse, and teacher. Now, those are our three. So I'm not going to go into the depth of the warriors in this particular little clip. But what I did was I found all these amazing women, but they were all very different. And so I categorized them in these ways. I found some quiet warriors. I found some gracious warriors. I found some business warriors. I found some unintentional warriors, people who had no intention of being warriors. I found some laugh in your face warriors, no fear whatsoever. And I found some rambunctious warriors. I found never give up warriors. And I found spiritual warriors. I found the bravest of brave warriors, two women that were just amazing. I found a few intellectual warriors. I found some don't mess with me warriors, and I found what I've called one warrior to beat all warriors. Amazing, amazing women. I go into these in a little bit more detail in my next video. So what I want to say to anyone that's watching this clip is I believe that every one of us has a calling. I believe everyone is here for a purpose. Yes, some do great, massive things. Most of us don't do great, massive, famous things. Most of us just get on and do the ordinary, everyday things that make us warriors in our own way. And of course, I have to leave this thought to Oprah because she really does epitomize a warrior woman. And she too says we all have a calling. And our real job in our life is to find out what that is. And I work with a lot of women, young and old, who haven't got a clue. And yet when we sit and talk and when we start to tap into their passions and their hopes and their dreams, they find their calling. As I say, it may not be to be an Oprah. It may just be to be like the older lady there who was saving their family farm. So bear with me as I go through a series of short video clips as I describe the absolutely fabulous women that I highlight in my book, Women Behaving Courageously. So take care. Keep looking at all the wonderful women that are on this exhibition and be inspired.